Good evening and welcome to Dr. Paulus Hill Jr. Stadium on the campus of Thornton Academy for Thornton Academy TV production of field hockey action. I am Jeff Christenberry alongside Josh Pulsifer. Kind of a throwback broadcast here. Zach is off at the Bruins preseason game. Good for him. You know, the boys have got other stuff going on tonight, so old school broadcast here with Josh and I at the helm. We're excited to bring this to you. A seasonally fall evening coming up as Thornton Academy takes on the Falmouth Navigators. Thornton Academy coming in at 4-3 this season. Falmouth is at 3-3. Both teams smack dab in the middle of the heel point standings right now. Thornton Academy coming off a really tough loss to Biddeford in double overtime. The Tigers are still undefeated. That was a great game right here at Hill Stadium last weekend. Again, double overtime, 2-1 in the last one. Right now, as I bring in Josh here, field hockey, again, 4-3, decent. They've played some of the tough teams. They've played some of the lower teams. Their next few, we'll go over some of them, are going to be the next 4 or 5 games are really going to tell the story. But they've been in this win-loss pattern in the last 4 games. And I think Coach Smith, in talking to her today, really wants to start establishing, we're literally halfway through the season now. What do you think is going to be important for them to start stringing some wins together here?
I think, they had some really good goal games here at the beginning of the season, but I think just consistency is going to be the key. Especially for like any other sport. You just got to be a little bit more consistent. They played, as you said, Jeff, Biddeford really tight their last contest, which they lost 2-1 in double overtime. And Biddeford is a perennial power and definitely one of the top teams again this year in Class A South. So TA, while the record is 4-3, hovering around 500, they're playing really well. They're probably playing a little bit better than the record would indicate. They've got some tough games still coming. This Class A South this year is very competitive. A lot of parity this year. So again, they just need to string together several wins in a row and try to break up this win-loss. So hopefully tonight they rack up the W.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to head to the public address announcer, which is also the athletic administrator, Gary Stevens, for the introductions for tonight's game.
The Falmouth Navigators and the home team, the Thornton Academy Golden Trojans. Both Thornton Academy and Falmouth High School are members of the Southwestern Maine Activities Association and abide by the league's sportsmanship policies. We encourage you at all times to support your athlete in a positive and sportsmanlike manner. We also invite all Thornton Academy fans to follow us all season long via our website, www.thorntonacademy.org. You can click on the athletics link, find your favorite team for schedules, scores, and more. You can also follow the program on Twitter at TA Trojan Sports. This time I'd like to introduce the starting lines. First of all, for the Falmouth Navigators, playing goal tonight is junior, number 98, Jenna Nunley. Starting at forward is senior number 2, Anna Turgeon. Playing forward is senior number 3, Charlize Kelly. Playing midfielder, junior number 4, Valerie Rand. Starting at midfielder, junior number 6, Macy Bush. Playing forward is sophomore number 7, Allison Sweetser. Playing defense for the Navigators is senior number 8, Emerson Roy. Playing forward is senior number 10, Angelina Gracefa. Starting at midfielder, junior number 11, Coco Bruder. Starting on defense is junior number 12, Tess McNally. And playing defense is junior number 18, Zoe Weisenflue. The assistant coach for the Navigators is Stephanie Lamont, and the head coach is Robin Haley. Now tonight's starting line for the Thornton Academy Golden Trojans, playing in goal tonight for TA, is a sophomore, number 00, Allison Marines. Starting at forward, a junior number 2, Danica Hebert. Starting at forward, a freshman, number 6, Martina Pratt-Patrio. Starting at forward, a senior number 7, Ariana Augusto. Starting at back, a senior number 9, Emma Boissonneau. Playing midfielder, a junior number 13, Ariana Cody. Starting at midfield, a junior number 17, Julia Ely. Starting at forward, a sophomore number 23, Greta Clements. Starting at back, a junior number 35, Jordan Doobie. Starting at midfield, a senior number 44, Faith Tillotson. And starting at back, a senior number 55, Zoe Pennell. Assistant coach for the Golden Trojans are Olivia Medore and Abby Pomerville, and the head coach is Mrs. Lori Smith. Your officials for tonight's contest are Ms. Gee, Ms. St. Ange. Your certified athletic trainer in attendance is Tony Giordano, and your clock operator is Mr. Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd ask everybody please rise, and gentlemen, please remove your hats as we honor America during the playing of our national anthem.
All right, we're just about ready to get underway here again at Hill Stadium. Again, 4-3 Thornton Academy versus 3-3 Falmouth. Thornton Academy currently 7th in the Hill standings, and Falmouth 6th. So as we mentioned before, important game tonight in terms of standings. Of course, we're past the COVID era finally, thank God, and not everyone makes the playoffs. So playoff seeding will matter. And again, Thornton Academy, as we said, halfway through the season. They still have 3 tough games to go after this. We'll kind of bring up their schedule coming up as well. Actually, I can pull it up right here out of my phone. In general, I'll just pull up the streaming schedule as we're waiting just to show you what's going on in the next week. It's a lot of football and a lot of field hockey. So we have this game tonight, Saturday, October 1st. It's football. It's homecoming Saturday against Bangor. Hope to see you there at 1:30. So hope to see you here in person, but if not, you can watch on the live stream. Then next Wednesday, a week from tomorrow, field hockey against Portland right here. And then next Friday night, football, Wyndham, the blackout game. Not the only the home night game this year, but the official blackout game. So hope to see you there as well. Again, Thornton Academy schedule coming up. They have Falmouth. They play Kennebunk away, Noble at home, Marshwood away, and then Deering and Portland and Scarborough and Wyndham all still on the schedule to round out. So a tough schedule ahead. So this is one of those tentpole games that you look at your team and say, where are we here halfway through the season as we kind of get ready and hopefully deep run in the playoffs. That's what we're hoping for.
Yeah, for Thornton Academy, as we were mentioning earlier in the pregame show, they've been a little bit, inconsistent in terms of win-loss record here lately. But again, 4-3 coming into this contest. I know Coach Smith has most of her players in a starting lineup available tonight. So again, hopefully playing at as close to 100% as you could be halfway through the season here. And it's kind of crazy, Jeff. Thinking already here, we're halfway through the fall sports season,
crazy.
believe it or
some
not.
Some are more. Like golf is
right. Golf is almost at playoffs.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So again, the fall sports season, thankfully, has gone really well here at TA this fall. So again, we're really excited to bring you more action as we just saw with our streaming schedule.
Yeah, we got Allison Maines in net. Amelia Benoit, it looks like she's still going to be out tonight, so Thornton Academy be without her. But we are underway here as Falmouth will be in their blue, going left to right on your screen. Thornton Academy in their all white, with the beautiful maroon numbers that are so easy to see from up here, actually. So on that front, we always appreciate Coach Smith's choice in uniforms.
Much better than the gold set they had earlier in the decade.
See Ariana Cody 13 in the middle. She'll be getting a lot of that. And it's Julia Eli pushing it on the far side, looking for Danica Hebert. Goes out of play into the darkness, which is always interesting here, too, for the night games to see how everyone's doing on there.
And we did want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. And certainly, as we always like to do, is invite you to let us know where you're watching from, who you're rooting for. And certainly, again, you can watch this broadcast on a variety of networks now for us here at TATV. You can join us on Facebook.com/Thornton Academy, YouTube.com/Thornton Academy. Trojans, Thornton Academy Trojans. And you can also catch us on the Boxcast app, which is available on Roku and Fire TV.
And Apple TV. It's an underutilized platform,
It is a really good app. I use it at home sometimes, and it, again, really works well. So if you haven't used any of those other ones before, give it a try next time you watch one of our broadcasts.
Thornton Academy on the far side. That's Hebert. She's going to put it into the circle. First chance for Thornton Academy, kind of pushed back out by the Navigators. Hopefully I can remember how to say Navigators. It's been a couple years now, so we should be able to remember their name change. But same logo and everything, same colors. So. Mm-hmm. I see just a quick mention, Dave Eade from WGME 13 down taking some highlights, and him and Mr. Stevens Gary Stevens are writing a book together about the pandemic, so it should be pretty interesting. Check that out on your shelves here, hopefully in the next few months. Far side again, we have quarters here, 4 quarters of 15 minutes of running time. Clock only stops for goals, timeouts, and injuries, and the occasional penalty card. And we're going to be back in the middle.
I don't think the weather tonight's going to be a factor here. It's about 60 degrees at game time here. Again, no breeze, no precipitation in the forecast tonight here in Saco, so should be a pretty clean slate here for field hockey.
It's definitely the time of year, though, where the sun goes down and it drops a lot, but it shouldn't be too bad. Last Thursday we broadcast, or Friday, Zach and I broadcasted boys soccer. And by the end of that game, it was like in the high 40s, and it was winter jacket season all over the place here. Falmouth looking through the midfield, going for their first attack. They haven't really attacked the Thornton Academy circle as of yet. Back and forth. When I think about the night games, a little tough to see the ball sometimes. It's white on the kind of a whitewashed field, so.
Shadows cast too by the players on our field especially. I think kind of be a little bit distracting, especially for the players on the surface.
It's a small ball as well, so. Coach Smith likes a 7:15 start time, so. Get some international flavor as well for Thornton Academy. We'll mention some of the players, get a couple of starts, as that's going to go through the midfield. Here comes Thornton Academy. It's a 2-on-3 situation. Trying to work around. And that's going to be Martina Pratt, one of those international players from Spain, freshman. Great stick skills, and that hits a stick, and that's going to be the first corner of the match. Hits a foot inside the circle, and Thornton Academy will have a kind of a brief attacker advantage. And these corners are vital. They practice them a lot to see, it's your best chance, really, almost like better than a corner kick in soccer, really, like a free kick almost.
Yeah, that's a great job by Pratt, too. Just a great individual effort to force that. And, again, as we've seen in field hockey, a lot of times, again, the smallest infraction can be whistled down.
That comes in. It's deflected, and that is in for the goal. Thornton Academy leads 1-0. That's a perfect play. Came out of the circle, came back in. And I believe it was Zoe Pennell on the near post who deflected it in. Usually they grab the ball, but I think the referee does it now because of COVID. But we'll get an announcement down there, but I believe it was Pennell.
It was Pennell as well on that back
55.
post. Absolutely, Jeff. Great call on that. And, again, great setup by TA. Again, great entry pass. Pennell was sitting right on the back post. Again, easy goal for TA. 1-0 early advantage here. And as we said early in the broadcast, we want TA to get off to a great offensive start, and they've certainly done that here tonight.
And it's funny because they practice penalty corners so much. All teams do. And then sometimes they just look not great for whatever reason because you need a good entry pass. It needs to come outside the circle, come back in the circle. But that's just when it happens like that, it looks so pretty. And you're like, okay, well, that was a great design play. Now, not sure Falmouth didn't have anybody on Pennell, which she's one of the best players in Maine. So,
it was
just like that. It was Tillotson. I knew it was a double number. Okay, we say all that.
Well, the TA has 2 great seniors, but both Tillotson and
44
Pennell.
and 55.
Yes. Yep. So again, great job by Tillotson.
Either way, it was a great play.
Yeah, great play though. Now I have to amend my notes.
Yeah, me too. I just had to cross one out. Maybe Pennell will get one later, but of course, Pennell getting a scholarship to play in college next year. Very proud for everybody is here of her. It's going to be hit a foot. Falmouth wants to respond really quickly. As they will move up, down by a goal, just 3.5 minutes into the game. Looking inside for Anna Turgeon. That's a great opportunity now. Inside, it's going to be away. Charlize Kelly, senior forward, was on the doorstep, and I don't think that Allison Marine's got a foot on it, but it didn't need to. It kind of went wide.
Yep, just wide of the post there. But, again, in field hockey, goals can be very hard to come by. And, again, we just saw the end of the JV game here off broadcast. Falmouth ended up winning in the JV contest 1-0. So, again, a one goal could be the difference maker here tonight.
That's one thing we should ask Coach Smith. I don't think they say nil in field hockey. Certainly in soccer, but I don't know. I'm just so used to saying nil.
I know, we do too many soccer broadcasts here.
Yeah, we do. Well, not too many, but we do a lot of them. Enough that, kind of sticks with you. So we'll ask her that tomorrow. We're always learning something here. All right, Tillotson in the middle. Missed opportunity. Here comes Falmouth yet again. Very aggressive on both sides so far. Uses the back of the stick. Thought they hit a foot.
I thought that hit the foot. Yep, absolutely.
Turgeon will bring it in for Falmouth. I love the fast restarts they have now in field hockey. Makes the game flow a lot. That's going to hit off.
That's a dangerous shot.
Yeah, it is a little too high. Anything above the knee, usually going to call that. So it'll be a Thornton Academy free hit from the 15-yard line. Against a 100-yard field. Makes it pretty easy on there. And through the midfield, Tillotson's going to send it forward. Kind of an advantage there for TA is Greta Klimitz. Young woman from Germany. Sent back through the middle. Here's Falmouth yet again. They really could use a corner or something to try to get themselves back on the positive side. And they're coached by Robin Haley. A little over 8.5 minutes here, first quarter. 1-0 Thornton Academy on the goal by Faith Hillitson off a penalty corner. Of course, in a lot of these sports that we've been seeing, a lot of question marks on who's the top dog, a couple teams, but really in field hockey, it's pretty straightforward that Cheverus seems to be the team to beat. They are killing everybody this year. I think they beat Thornton Academy 8-0 in the first game, and then they beat Falmouth 8-0 or 9-0 as well. So just a juggernaut up there in Portland right now. But anything can happen as you get to the playoffs, and of course Skowhegan's always looming there, potentially in the state championship if Cheverus gets back there and tries to repeat. Thornton Academy, though, with a chance now that's going to be just inside the circle, but knocked out right on the edge. Trying to get that next penalty corner. That's going to come up and hit a player. They didn't call anything. Thornton Academy will keep possession. Jordan Doobie for TA, number 35, will hit it back in, but it's going to be intercepted by Allison Sweetser of Falmouth. And here come the Navigators. Goes by one player. Couldn't get by the second one, though. Nice play by Eli. Far side now. Hebert. It's going to be out of play, and Falmouth will get a free hit. Not a whole lot of subs on the Falmouth bench. I think there are a total of 6 girls, including their backup goalie. So it's a pretty small team. Though I think they do have some JV players in case they absolutely needed anybody, but smaller. Thornton Academy has about 9. Free hit for the Navigators. Down to 7 minutes in this first quarter. Get a lot of we'll talk about a lot about the homecoming festivities because Coach Smith, the flex is going to go out. So a lot of going on between the 2 days. So Friday we have a community bonfire at 6:30, 8 o'clock, right behind the gym. If you've ever been to that before, it's a great time. We have a s'mores bar, or s'mores pits, there'll be pizza on sale, popcorn, all benefiting different classes here at Thornton Academy. Welcome to all ages, so come on down. At the same time, in the gym, there will be a volleyball game as Thornton Academy will be taking on. We should have put it on our upcoming streams, but we just decided to do it. I don't remember who they're playing off the top of my head. We'll figure that out.
Yep, but Zach and I will be on the call for that one Friday night at 6:30.
Girls volleyball live stream on there, so check that out if you're not going to the bonfire. And then Saturday we have there's a morning game. Thornton Academy will be playing. I think it said Noble. I'll double check that as well. But Coach Smith wanted to say it is technically a homecoming game, so come on down to that here at Hill Stadium. And then the football team plays at 1:30 against Bangor Rams. And of course, there's the dance at night. The dance is back after a 3-year hiatus. Tickets are on sale right now. If your student is interested in going, you can buy them at lunch.
I heard ticket sales were going very briskly already,
great
news.
Our homecoming dance is usually over 1,000 students from the days that we used to chaperone. So, yeah, it's going to be huge. It's the first dance in several years on campus, so that should be a big one. And then that's pretty much it for homecoming this year, but a lot of activities. So come on down to Thornton Academy, the Athletic Hall of Fame, I should say, as well.
I was going to say, yes, Saturday
morning. I think it's at 10 o'clock as well on Saturday morning, and lots of great teams going in. The 2011 and 2012 boys hockey team state championships. Kat Rice is going in as well, and Coach Mike Verrier. He's an alum, but he's going in, and he was a good athlete here, but he's going in as a golf coach, basically, as they had such a run. So it's nice to see Coach. He retired 2 years ago?
2 years ago now.
2 years ago?
Yep, 2 years.
I had him as a teacher. He was as fun as everyone always says he is, so it should be cool to see him on. That's Saturday morning here on campus. So tons of fun going on here at TA, including this field hockey team, trying to get some home games in, trying to get some wins. Right now, with 4:45 to go in the first quarter, they are leading 1-0 over Falmouth off a free position attempt. Or excuse me, I should say that's lacrosse. I should say a penalty corner. With WMTW here as well. So nice coverage, local coverage. Check those different stations out for some highlights later tonight.
I'm sure you'll tweet those out on our official Twitter, Jeff.
Yeah,
what is that Twitter account?
It's at TA Trojan Sports. What's great, too, we talked about different ways to watch. And look, we love all of our watch partners, obviously. I personally enjoy watching it on YouTube the most just because you can scrub back in real time.
Yes.
And on Facebook, you can go back after the game and watch it, but you can't usually, rewind. But in YouTube, you can rewind it very, very quickly. So But yeah, don't forget to leave those comments too if you're watching. Unfortunately, we usually have a lot of people from Florida, the Villages, other places. Praying for everyone down there, obviously, with the hurricane bearing down on the West Coast. So hopefully, if you're able to watch us tonight, you're staying safe and everything turns out okay down there in Florida. A lot of TA alums down there in the West Coast, Southwest coast of Florida. So good luck to everyone down there. Not very often that we say we're envious of the weather up here compared to Florida, but such is life this week. It's going to be out of play. And this Saturday, of course, we'll have, like you mentioned, different crews every day this week. So we have us two tonight. Friday night will be you and Zach on volleyball. And then the football game will be back to Zach and Cole on their matchup, as that ball's going to go wide into the dark night with Troy Bolick as well on camera. So we have Jackson Farwell on camera tonight, too. So it's been great this year and the last couple of years having a lot of students involved. And if your student is, you have a child here at TA and they're interested in sports broadcasting, we are doing games all the time. So even if you just want to do camera.
We even had Zach and Cole when they were in middle school start shadowing us and starting to learn the ropes a little bit. So,
Cole used to do a weekly football feature, which is interesting now because his voice was very high-pitched, and I'd love to bring that up to him. And
when he's a senior, that will be his parting gift.
Exactly.
We'll have to replay those one day.
Oh, 100%, 100%. He'll love that. Through the midfield, here comes Thornton Academy. Not too many chances for either team. So Falmouth is, I'd say, having a little bit more of the possession here with 2.5 minutes to go. First quarter, that ball's going to be flipped up a little bit too high, and it'll be a free position attempt there for Navigate. Oh, it's actually going to be Thornton Academy ball. Yep, they switched decisions on us there, and it'll be picked up there by Jordan Doobie. It's junior back. She takes a swing at it, almost hits Charlize Kelly. Intercepted by Falmouth. The ball's going to come back to about the 26-yard line for another free hit, but allows Falmouth to get some attackers forward. The Thornton Academy will have the advantage here because Falmouth has to keep two people back. It's going to be in, and that's going to go into the goal.
That's always so funny, too, for folks who may not notice that at home. It's like the ball has to be within the circle to score. So you saw Marines there just kind of jump out of the way because, again, that is an ineligible goal. You cannot score from that distance. So
it's always interesting, too, because, first of all, you always have a couple people in the crowd who don't know it, and you probably heard them on our crowd mic there. But also it's just interesting because you have to be careful because if it gets deflected or something, the goalie has to be careful that when they get out of the way like that it really truly didn't hit anybody. But that was pretty obvious. So smart play by Marines. Ball's going to come down now. Just a couple of random hits there, and it's like Macy Bush for Falmouth is going to win possession. That was important there as some of the Thornton Academy attackers were close there. 1:10 left to go in the first quarter. We'll take a quick break between quarters. Thank our sponsors again. We neglected to mention our pregame sponsors was Weblaw, the Webb family law firm. Local company, John Webb, of course, big supporter of Thornton Academy. We always appreciate. So if you need anything in this time of year, as Zach would like to say, that's his go-to line. If you need any trouble, any trouble with the law, call up John Webb. He'll set you straight. Son Jack's playing up at the University of Maine right now, playing football. So always great to have them around. So check out the Webb Family Law Firm, and you'll see some ads as well from Saco Biddeford Savings and Paquin and Carroll. Just another quick shout out if you have a local business and you're interested in sponsoring with a commercial or a sponsorship. We have them available. Just send us a message privately, and we'll hook you up with the information on that. Especially if you have a place that serves delicious food that we can review on air.
Oh, we'd love to do that.
Guarantee you a good
great
review.
segment. Yes.
I'll guarantee you a good review. Speaking of good reviews, Thornton Academy's had a good review this first quarter. As that ball comes in, somehow it doesn't hit a foot. Still kind of go backwards. It's going to deflect off. That's Pratt in there. That's going to go out of play, and that will be the end of the first quarter as this clock will run out. So Thornton Academy gets the goal about 3.5 minutes in, thanks to Faith Tillotson off the penalty corner. And Thornton Academy leads 1-0. We'll take a quick break. Be back for the second quarter here on Thornton Academy TV.
Hey Dan, how's that proposal coming?
Just finished. I am sending it right now.
Okay, good. Oh no. How are we looking for noon? We got like 2 minutes. Dan.
Run over here.
Is this my room? Wow, Dad! Is this your room?
YTAMs? Expand your knowledge base and gain some valuable experience in upper level classes. At TA Middle School, students who qualify are able to take classes at the upper school as an 8th grader. Whether it's in the arts or math or science, some students achieve academic standing to take a class or two with freshmen at Thornton Academy. This experience can prepare students for the rigors of the upper school, but also get them familiar with the campus and lifestyle that comes with TA. Students who take classes early at the upper school can get on track to achieve the highest academic offerings and standards we have to offer on campus. Learn more about YTAMs at thorntonacademy.org/TAMs.
All right, thanks again to our sponsors, and of course there's an ad for Thornton Academy Middle School. If you're interested in checking out our great middle school, small, close-knit atmosphere, you can check that out, YTAMs as well. So give us as some of you may know, Josh is assistant football coach, so interesting season so far, 2-2, some entertaining games. Let's not talk about last week or the last couple weeks. Looking at Bangor this year, in the past the games have been mismatched, but homecoming and Bangor's, they played some teams tough, including Skowhegan, which a lot of buzz about Skowhegan being this, a top 2 or 3 team in the state. We play them later on up there. What have you seen as looking at film for Bangor that maybe leads us to think that they're a little better than they have been in years past?
Yeah, I mean, Bangor's a very aggressive team. Again, offensively, they're going to spread out the ball. They're going to throw it quite a bit. They've got a good zone running game as well. And, they played Skowhegan, as you mentioned, last Friday night, and they got up first on Skowhegan. They were leading to start off that game, and certainly played Skowhegan very tough throughout that contest. And as you said too, Skowhegan's one of one of the better teams in Class B this year. Definitely going to be a state title contender. So definitely a tricky matchup. It's still early in the year too, so it's a little tough to know common opponents just so far for any sport. But certainly, again, Bangor is going to have a lot to prove coming down here Saturday afternoon. And again, as any team knows, always want to be the homecoming spoiler. We played Kennebunk this past Saturday, and it was their homecoming game, and so certainly, our kids were amped up for that, and I know the Rams will be amped up to come down to Saco again this year.
They're kind of amped that it's on a Saturday because they won't get back at like 1 in the morning.
Right, yeah, travel's a little easier for them. It does take your whole Saturday,
yes. But I was going to say about the Kennebunk, that was a big crowd there at Waterhouse Field for Kennebunk. They had a big crowd on hand.
It was very impressive, yeah. Again, they represented well in the year that they're redoing their turf field this year, getting a new turf field, I should say. So they're playing all their home contests this year at Biddeford and Waterhouse Field.
So again, Falmouth down 1-0 here in the second quarter, and I should have mentioned before the game, it's kind of a common theme for them. So again, they're 3-3 coming in. They're coming off a win against Noble, but they've only scored 1 goal in their last 4 games. So they were shut out 3 times in a row. Now they played the top teams in those games. They played Biddeford, they played Cheverus, and I forget the third opponent. So not scoring, it's one thing, but then we beat Noble 1-0. So it's 4 games and a quarter now. They've only scored 1 goal. So that's it can be a big deal when you're down 1-0 here in the first 3.5 minutes. So we'll see if they can kind of right that ship as Thornton Academy will try to extend that lead with their aggressive play.
That was a great move by Pennell there just to move that ball up the sideline again. Falmouth unable to handle it again, moved the ball very nicely for TA.
Ariana Cody puts it in the middle. She's a 3-year starter for the Trojans. Off to Julia Eli, and she's going to put it forward. It's going to, when they hit it too hard, it's a little bit too close off an ankle. That can't feel good. They do wear some shin pads, but it doesn't fully protect. Not like Mac Jones's ankle.
Oh, too soon.
Yeah, too soon. Well, we don't know what happened yet. That's sent back through, and kind of a miss there by Kelly of Falmouth. It's going to hit a foot and continue on. Thornton Academy will be Cody. Trying to get towards the circle. Greta Clements, that's going to continue to go in. That's going to go the other way. What's interesting, too, is that when you see I mentioned this several times when I've done field hockey, and I've seen some really good players over the years. The really, really top players, they know how to use the feet. They know how to hit the ball, if they're in a bad spot, they're in almost like in a corner. It's kind of like throwing the basketball off somebody.
Absolutely.
When they're about to go out of bounds.
Absolutely.
Like, they know how to, especially when they get in the circle. I used to see, again, little shout out here back in 2010. This is ancient history, but I covered Cheverus Field Hockey, did a documentary, and they had a Cinderella run to the state championship game as a 500 team. They had an incredible player named Emily Sawchuk who so many times that year would get into the circle and literally be kind of in a corner and just know exactly how to hit it off the foot of one of the opponents, get a penalty corner, and sometimes score off it. So It's the first time I saw someone do that, and you see people like Pennell, people like Tillotson, and Ariana Cody on this team. They know, the spots to use that in, and it works out to their advantage. So keep an eye on that. It's going to be right at the midfield. Going to be taken up by.
Yeah, it's going to be an infraction there by Falmouth. Yep. But it's also kind of like ice hockey too. It's like you almost just want to get the in ice hockey, just get the puck in front of the net there, see what happens in traffic. A lot of the same is true here too. And as we see here, obviously there's a lot of infractions. So again, a lot can happen if you just get the ball in the right position.
Trying to deflect that ball into the circle. Not really a whole lot of chances for either team besides the goal for Thorn Academy.
Been very neutral so far, but certainly, again, TA with the absolute best chance by far in this contest.
It's going to be, looks like a little bit of a push or obstruction, and Thorn Academy will get position again. They're going right to left in your screen in the all-white. And it's going to go back the other way. 10:53 to go first half.
Again, if you are just joining us, I want to thank you for joining us on this broadcast tonight, but certainly let us know where you're watching from. At halftime, I think we'll do a quick review. We'll look at the comments and see where folks are viewing from, try to get a consensus where our audience is tonight. And again, it's a perfect night here at Hill Stadium.
It is. We get people from all over the country usually watching. Sometimes, too, internationally, though, probably difficult on a night game. If Martina or Greta's family is watching, Feline even. It's going to be 6 hours ahead. It's, 1 and 2 in the morning over there in Europe. So if you are watching, please let us know. We'll FaceTime you in at halftime if you want. Get you a nice review. Here comes Falmouth, though. Their best odd man rush of the match. Kansas sends it forward, looking for Violet Westberg, number 20. That's going to be stopped. But the violation there is almost good for Thorn Academy. It allows everyone to recover.
Allowed to get back. Yeah, they were trailing for sure on that. Good break for TA.
Send it forward. Also up there is Kira Kelly, number 9. Want to give them some shout-outs here. Another violation up to the 30-yard line. He moved in, but picked off by Thornton Academy. Eli got a stick on it, and that's going to put it out of play on the side. Falmouth to retain possession. But Thornton Academy able to recover. Not a whole lot of subs for either team. I see Elise Axelson waiting to come on for the Trojans. And she's actually coming on now for Ariana Augusto. Axelson is a senior forward. Sends it down, looking for Emerson Roy. Give chase for the Navigators. Deflected off and out of play. Again, we're using the kind of the black/red lines on the near side. They're a little tough to see because there's a black and a red one.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's red, the one, because that's the color of the circle.
It's technically maroon and red, yeah.
There's also a black line right next to it, so just think of it as the same. Again, our field that needs some relining here in the next couple of years to brighten it back up, but we've been lucky. Played on some nice fields, at Biddeford's field for football. We also played on Scarborough's brand new field. So some nice new fields around southern Maine right now. Kennebunk's will be state-of-the-art. It's going to be down. It's going to run all the way out of play. For a free hit for the Trojans. There's Jordan Doobie trying to send it forward. Picked off.
Played with a high stick there.
Yeah, yep. Westberg. She's a freshman. A couple freshmen on either team. Good crowd on hand for a Tuesday night. The ball's going to be close to the circle. She'll try to send it in. That's going to be a violation here, and I think it's going to be a card, maybe, or a push. Yeah, she pulled out. Yeah, some kind of card.
Looks like a card. Yep, she's going to be coming over to the scorer's table.
Stop the clock there at 7:46 to go in the first half. Let's see if we can hear what she says. It's a push.
It's on number
Anna Turgeon.
2. Yep,
so she has to sit in the penalty box. I think she just sat in some water down there. It's insult to injury. The chair down there was not dry. Maybe they'll give an announcement, maybe not. A little easier in lacrosse, they kind of announce it pretty loud. In football, there's usually too many fans here to hear it, but either way, Thornton Academy will be with a man advantage here for a little bit of time. For Falmouth, you just want to keep control of the ball here until this penalty runs out. Macy Bush gives it off to Kira Kelly. Good pressure there by Julia Eli, but Falmouth is going to win the hit, and again, just wasting this clock right now, which they could use for the penalty. The ball's a little bit too spicy.
Just a little
Just
bit.
a little bit high. I'll come back the other way now.
Good break for TA, though.
Yeah, definitely. It pushes down. It's been, in this quarter, it's been Falmouth kind of dominating possession. Not a whole lot of chances, but if you're TA, you like to kind of switch this around. Get some pressure. Moving back. Moving it down now to Cody. Cody fighting for it. Pratt's there now. But here comes Bush for Falmouth. Intercepted. Ella Riley, I believe, over there, 22, but sent back forward. So again, what we've seen a lot, Josh, is a lot of midfield action back and forth, really between the 25s, not a whole lot inside the circles. I think just the one penalty corner in the whole match so far for Thornton Academy, and they scored on it.
Both teams seem pretty well matched up, very even here thus far in the contest. Again, that's how it shows you also how important these penalty corners are. Those could be the difference in any contest. And again, we've only seen one, and what was the result? Well, we had one goal. So again, you got to be very careful if you're both teams, again, giving up any penalty corners, because again, that's obviously the greatest advantage any team can have here, besides a man advantage like this for TA. But again, credit to Falmouth here. They're man down and playing very well, controlling the ball right now.
Absolutely. Looks like Turgeon has stood up, ready to come back in the game any second now. As Tillotson has the ball for Thornton Academy on 3 players against her, but she just runs around her. A lot of great space. Down to Pratt. Pratt goes to the end, but she runs out of space there, and that's going to be out of play. And your teams are back to even, so Falmouth, it's looks like maybe a minute and a half penalty, 2 minutes maybe.
2 minutes,
so
yep.
2 minutes makes sense, but no damage done for the Navigators besides losing a couple minutes, and they're down to 5 minutes and 20 seconds to go. First half, no score for the Navigators, 1 goal for Thornton Academy. It came 3 minutes into the game. That's going to be a penalty corner there. That was one of those that happened right on the edge of the circle. And the second penalty corner of the match coming up for the Trojans. We'll see if they can take advantage.
As you mentioned earlier in the broadcast too, Coach Smith and obviously all the coaches put a ton of effort and time into these penalty corners due to their importance. So let's see what TA can come up with here before. They went to the left post the last time, so looks like they're, again, going to be setting up in that direct spot, again, against the left post again here. So we'll see what they can cook up here for the second one.
See what we'll see what she brings it out. Let's go out of the circle. It does. Back in. There's Pennell, and she goes behind the stick, but that went haywire. That looked like if I tried to do it. You put me out there.
I don't even know if you would be that graceful, Jeff.
Not graceful. I mean, I'd hit the ball. I don't know where it would go, though. So I think Pennell's probably practiced that about 1 billion times, and still sometimes it just doesn't work. So, but what
I like the idea, though. I love that, quick touch pass they had right back in.
And that's really the key, is getting it back in the circle and making sure, because the defenders are running out at you, making sure that you know exactly where to find the open space. And so far, as we see some great skill in the middle, carrying the ball through for Thornton Academy. That was a great play by Emma Boissinal, senior back. Get you about 10 yards without getting touched, but here come the Navigators back. It hits a foot, continue on. Oh, they're going to stop it. Unfortunate for Falmouth there, as Turgeon looked like she was trying to play some advantage. Quick moving half here, under 4 minutes to go. Again, it's running time, so that ball's going to slowly run out of play. Going to be a free hit for the goalie, Allison Marines, a sophomore.
She hasn't really been tested tonight.
Not really.
No.
There was that one play that early on, I think she maybe put a kick at it, didn't hit it, but the ball went wide anyway, so kind of no saves needed. The game we did earlier this year for Thornton Academy Field Hockey, was Zach and I did. There were many saves on both sides. It was a 1-0 final. Thornton Academy with the win, but boy, it was a goalie sensation show. We saw with the kicks, the sticks, everything. So, and it's going to go back the other way to Falmouth here. Under 3 minutes to go now, and the officials are figuring out. Now again, we're happy that it hasn't been too many disruptions in the season for Thornton Academy. Again, as you see in the local papers, referee shortage in every sport. The field hockey was kind of hit at the hardest. It looked like early in the season there were a lot of games rescheduled. So Thornton Academy has not encountered that yet.
I feel like this might be one of the toughest sports to officiate, if not the toughest.
It's really hard.
There's so many rules, and again, credit to these officials who are out here giving it their all. It's a very tough sport to officiate, and again, a lot of contests nightly. So
it's akin to basketball in terms of there's a lot of judgment calls in terms of like, if it hits a foot, it hits a foot. But like that ball we just saw there was a little bit too high, so you have to. Sometimes above the waist, sometimes it's above the neck. It's and how far away is the player from it, and how dangerous is it? It's not always the easiest thing to officiate, so hats off to them as we see great move there by Faith Tillotson in the middle. So the Thornton Academy between Tillotson and Pennell and Augusto, Axelson, Wassenault, and Benoit even. A lot of, great players on this team, seniors that, this is, they're going to have good players every year. This is, I'm going to say an end of a run, but this, someone like Pennell has played all 4 years.
correct.
They still have some great players. Cody will be back next year too, but I'm going to see another kind of penalty here on Falmouth here as Charlize Kelly will go sit in the penalty box there for a little bit as they'll check out, I think it's Ella Riley. She looks okay running off the field here. But so this is, they want to leave their mark this year, and it's going to be tough. You have a lot of great players, a lot of great teams, I should say, around the league. But you just feel like Faith and Zoe especially, such a great tandem. They could play everywhere, as Tony Giordano will check out. Looks like she got hit maybe in the head, but that's why they wear the goggles, and she looks to be okay. Ella Riley, a sophomore forward. And here comes the Trojans. Time running out here, under 2 minutes to go. It's in the circle. She has to put up, and she will hit a stick. It's shot and scored! They played advantage, but it didn't matter, as Thornton Academy is able to get the second goal on the board. Trying to get a number for you, following her back to the middle there. It was Greta Clements, Greta Clements, sophomore forward. So what happened there, she got played the advantage, and then she just wound up, and usually don't get a free full swing there inside the circle, but she was able to do it there, and 2-0 Thornton Academy. Great play right after the restart.
I think Clements kind of turned around and she was waiting for opposition from Falmouth, and they just didn't come up toward us. So she's like, okay. So she took the great wind-up shot, and again, powerful goal there. You don't usually see those from that short distance. So
and the thing too,
great job by Clements.
That's usually a dangerous play because there's usually someone within a few feet of you with the full swing, but there was nobody close enough. No one stepped up there for Falmouth. So good play there by Thornton Academy. A huge second goal for Insurance here. Under a minute now, 15 to go in the first half. Thornton Academy 2, Falmouth nothing here on TATV. Good goal there by Greta Clements. I was on dorm duty last night, saw her.
Number 23, Greta Clements.
She's been having a great season here for Thornton Academy. Another chance here for the Trojans.
The second period. That is Clements with the goal for the
Clements also speaks Spanish.
At 10-17.
A lot of these students we get from international, they multilingual, not just English as well.
It's very interesting too, how coaches, integrate players from different countries where, again, they may have been taught a little bit of a different, kind of rule set versus what, is taught here in America in terms of, how the game is played. It might be just different strategies. You always hear that, of course, with basketball, Euro basketball versus American basketball is a little bit different. Absolutely. And certainly, again, you wonder how that translates with a sport like here in field hockey.
Well, we talk about a lot too in Trojan Talk, our podcast here with Zach Cole and myself about a thing like soccer. We have a lot of soccer kids. It's Thornton Academy again trying to get another goal, 12 seconds of soccer. We got a lot of kids coming in from Mexico, Spain, Italy, Brazil, much more technical players, less physical in terms of the physical play that we have here. So it takes a while to adjust, and Greta and Martina have been starters basically from day one. And that's going to do it here for the first half. Thornton Academy coming in here as the 7th seed against the 6th seed in the heel points, and to put on a decent show here as 2 goals, one by Faith Tillotson in the first quarter and one by Greta Clements just a couple of minutes ago here in the second, has given them a 2-0 lead. So we're going to take a break here on Thornton Academy TV, and we'll come back a little bit with some halftime thoughts here at Hill Stadium.
Hey, Dan. How's that proposal coming?
Just finished. I am sending it right now.
Okay, good. Oh, no. How are we looking for noon? We got like 2 minutes. Dan.
Is this my room?
Run over here.
Is this my room? Wow, Dad! Is this your room?
YTAMs? Expand your knowledge base and gain some valuable experience in upper level classes. At TA Middle School, students who qualify are able to take classes at the upper school as an 8th grader. Whether it's in the arts or math or science, some students achieve academic standing to take a class or two with freshmen at Thornton Academy. This experience can prepare students for the rigors of the upper school, but also get them familiar with the campus and lifestyle that comes with TA. Students who take classes early at the upper school can get on track to achieve the highest academic offerings and standards we have to offer on campus. Learn more about YTAMs at thorntonacademy.org/TAMs.
YTAMs, respect, responsibility, compassion, investment. At TA Middle School, our pillars are the cornerstone of our school community. We do not simply have our pillars written on our walls. They are part of the fabric of everyday life at TAMS. Student recognitions are based on the pillars. Our consequences are based on the pillars. We spend considerable time with our students helping them define and understand what our pillars mean and what they look like in our school community. Our pillars provide students with a foundation to help them grow socially, emotionally, and navigate through what can sometimes be an awkward and difficult stage of adolescence. Our goal at TAMS is to help students become respectful, responsible, compassionate, and invested young adults in the classroom, on the playing field, and on the stage. Our pillars embody who we are and who we want to be. Learn more about why TAMS at thorntonacademy.org/TAMS.
Why TAMS? Partly as a reaction to the time lost and disruptions during the pandemic. The staff at TA Middle School is committed to getting our students back on track in the core subjects. This is why the school has decided to ensure all 6th grade students take at least one math and one English language arts class every single day. Emphasizing these two bedrock curriculums puts our students on a path back to success as we come out of the pandemic. Together, we can prepare our 6th graders for the rigor of their later years of middle school and on to Thornton Academy Upper School. Learn more about why TAMS at thorntonacademy.org/TAMS.
All right, halftime about over here. We want to give some shout-outs, of course, to people watching on the air. We got a nice message from Zach Taranka, who's watching his beloved Bruins lose to his dad's favorite team, the New York Rangers, 1-0
In person, too.
In person.
In person.
Oof, ouch.
Zach.
Preseason, okay, preseason. Doesn't really matter, but, I know Zach's probably watching.
I mean, that's got to be like a bad omen for the season for Zach.
Oh, it's over.
It's
That's
over.
it.
It's
yeah,
absolutely
if they lose tonight,
yeah.
then that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know how you come back from
Zach
that.
probably shouldn't watch the next 90
Zach should
plus
probably
games.
so tomorrow at Thornton Academy is Adam Sandler Day, and we were talking about a costume. You were talking about wearing a Bruins jersey.
I was.
I think Zach should have to wear a Rangers jersey tomorrow.
Absolutely.
If his father's beloved team gets the dub tonight.
Absolutely.
Against the Bruins. Now I don't know who's playing for the Bruins. I don't know if Krejci's back or all
it's probably
these
like a
other
taxi
guys.
squad minor league lineup, but still.
Telling Zach actually, quick Bruins story, positive one. I actually saw them play in person, not at an NHL arena.
I know where you saw them.
Where'd
You
I
saw
see
them in Portland.
No.
No?
No.
I saw them in Portland.
I saw them at a Gannis Arena in Boston back during the lockout, 06-07.
Yep.
And I remember because the lockout was just about to end, and they were doing like an inter-squad scrimmage, and it was the day that, and I said this last Friday, so if you're watching then too, sorry about this, but is the day that they signed the huge breaking news, an extension for their big-time goalie, Andrew Raycroft, the Reza. They had signed him to an extension that day, and everyone was so excited because they thought he was, the second coming of Dominik Hasek, but he was not.
I like Raycroft.
Yeah, he had a good season. He had a good. Now
Yeah.
he's kind of a character. I don't forget what station's on.
He's
EI
definitely
maybe,
he's a media personality now.
Yeah,
The
but I
Boston
saw them.
market.
Yeah, it was cool to see them play a little inter-squad scrimmage at BU's hockey arena. It was pretty cool to see them there. So.
I saw him play in Portland many years ago. They had
a real game or
an exhibition game.
Right.
Yep, kind of like what they're doing right now at TD Garden. But
And now at the Cross Insurance Arena, you have the Maine Mariners, where Zach will be interning this year. So wish him best of luck, obviously, during the winter time. So we have Falmouth now going left to right on your screen. No, excuse me, right to left, and Thornton Academy going left to right. No changes much at halftime as we see Ariana Cody on the far side for Thornton Academy, leading 2-0. Goal by Faith Tillotson 3.5 minutes in, and then with about 3 minutes to go in the second quarter, it was Greta Clements getting the emphatic goal. I'll make sure to clip that later and send it to the dorm chat. I'm sure they'll love that. It's getting a little chilly, when Coach Smith has now donned the long jackets that are so well known. That you usually see in old NFL films broadcast, but the AFH has a bunch of those. It keeps them warm on some of these cooler nights.
I actually had some of our football players on our team ask why we couldn't get those for the football players.
Interesting. Well,
I don't know.
A lot of guys going in and out, though, probably, so it'd be kind of tough. In the NFL, they have a whole army of guys that help. That's going to be in the circle. On the far side, Macy Bush for Falmouth trying to clear it out. And it's going to be back in the circle. Great chance for Thornton Academy. Pushed out there by Valerie Rand. One of the things, too, is it's interesting. Every team has their own kind of preference on playing times. Football usually plays 1:30 Saturdays. Coach Smith likes to play this time. Girls soccer plays a lot at 5 o'clock, like on Fridays. And the boys soccer team, Coach Carlson, likes to play the varsity games at 4:30 in the afternoons. This is how it is. There are some exceptions, of course, Saturday mornings, but each coach kind of has their own preference here, and Gary Stevens tries to acquiesce as much as he can with all the practice.
Create some cool traditions, though,
Yeah, you know what's happening. Basketball's always the same, no matter what. Be free hit here. So if you're Falmouth, again, you're now, again, one goal coming into this game, just the one goal in the last 4 games. 3 shutout losses and then a 1-0 win over Noble. You come in here today and still no goals here in a half. So definitely could use a spark.
Did want to mention some of those shout-outs that we were mentioning earlier here tonight. Again, if you're watching and you haven't let us know where you're watching from, again, we love to know where you're watching from or who you're rooting for. Even if it is Falmouth, we love to know when our visiting teams are getting able to watch. Cindy Fletcher said she's watching from Old Orchard Beach, so right down the road from us. And again, she's cheering for her granddaughter's team here, TA. Missy Steve said that she is rooting for TA and her senior niece, Zoe Pennell, who's, again, having a big night as usual. We have some New York fans here, Jeff.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yes. Christina Doan is watching for Faith Tillotson. Again, one of TA's great seniors who, again, scored our first goal of the contest tonight. Of course, Zach. We mentioned Zach. We won't mention him again tonight, we promise. And, again, another fan here for Faith Tillotson, Marcia Hennessy, is watching from Raymond, Maine. So, again, kind of all over the map tonight. Again, we want to thank everyone for tuning in. Again, watching us on Facebook. We have it on YouTube. We are on Boxcast apps, and we are also on Apple TV, so we are readily available now to the viewing audiences.
Very nice, very nice. Third Academy in the circle. Great chance to try to make it 3 on the side. A shot, and it's going to be deflected off. And a great save, necessary save by Jenna Nunley.
Save of the night thus far for either squad. So again,
Absolutely.
great positioning by Nunley there, again, to order to thwart TA's third goal attempt there.
I think it was Hebert that was on the side.
And Nunley, a junior goalie for the Navigators.
It's going to come in. Still Thornton Academy possession. And here comes Falmouth, and they're going to stop the play and bring the play back.
Looks like we're going to have a card here, too. An elbow looks like is being called.
Yeah, they're going to stop any of that physical play.
So TA will be down man.
And it will be Herbert, who almost just scored the goal, taking a seat for a couple minutes.
Again, nothing too malicious by Hebert there. Again, just kind of battling for position, and again, just kind of got an errant elbow up, but that's got to be called, and TA will be down man.
See if Falmouth can take advantage. Again, not too many players, just 6 players on Falmouth's bench, and one of them is a backup goalie, so fight in the middle is going to be taken over by Clements, the goal scorer, second goal scorer. Pratt back to Clements. It's going to be intercepted there by Angelina Graceffa. That's going to be violation. Going back the other way.
TA doing a good job thus far, keeping control and possession.
Oh, nice play there again by Boissonneau.
Second time.
She's tried that. Yeah, that's her thing. Looking forward for Kelly. It's going to just run out of play, though.
Penna will hit this back in for the Trojans.
Thornton Academy, again, up 2-0. See if they can close this one out, get a nice shutout win heading into homecoming weekend. That ball's going to be hit by Tillotson. And back up to Graceffa. A helter-skelter play there, but Thornton Academy will come away with it. Sent forward. Looking for Ariana Augusto. That's going to be out of play, though. Free hit for Falmouth, but Thornton Academy's basically killed off this penalty without any damage done, and the ball really hasn't even been in their defensive half for this pretty much this whole quarter here.
Yeah, TA's really dominated here. Again, I don't know if that second goal for TA near the end of the first half was demoralizing for Falmouth, but again, TA is certainly up their level here of play thus far in the second half.
Fight for it. Going to be won there by Falmouth. Here is Zoe Pennell. Looking forward. Boissonneau again. Keeps her stuck on the ground this time. Battle for it on the near side. Julia Eli. And here comes Falmouth with a great chance. Oh, breakaway coming up, but the whistle blows. Positive it's in the direction of Falmouth, but boy, they had a breakaway going on there, but here they still come. Puts it in the circle. Great chance in front. The shot comes in, and a goal for Falmouth out of nothing. Their first real chance of the match. It's Allison Sweetser, sophomore, who puts the ball away. And just like that, Falmouth is back in it. It's 2-1 with 7:46 to go, third quarter. What a response there from the Navigators, and I'm not sure what happened there defensively for the Trojans.
Yeah, an absolute breakdown for TA. Again, we had just mentioned a second ago they'd been in complete control here for the first 7 minutes of this half, and then all of a sudden, again, great entry pass by Falmouth down the field. A whistle we thought was going to help TA. It looked like they had broken up the advantage, but Falmouth, again, with a quick restart, was able to, again, move the ball quickly in front. Marines, again, tough opportunity for her, net for the Trojans. Again, just like you could do there, point-blank shot by, again, the sophomore Allison Sweetser for Falmouth.
Here they come again. Great fight back here.
Again, that's only Falmouth's second total goal in the last 5 contests for them. So again, huge momentum shift here for Falmouth. Again, you can see their bench brought to life by that movement here.
That was a great play there by Sweetser too, because she got the ball and she hesitated in a good way for a second. She paused and was able to angle her shot, and really no chance there for Marines. It was 1-0. So we got a game on our hands here at Hill Stadium. Middle of the third quarter. 2-1 Thornton Academy.
Yep, TA just kind of has
Well,
got to be able to
asleep.
regroup here. Yeah, again,
Well,
they're a little bit back on their heels right now all of a sudden.
Yeah,
so.
they were fortunate that the ball was pulled back because it was going to be a breakaway for Falmouth. And then even on the restart, it's like Falmouth got some players forward and was able to take advantage. So TA now just kind of puts it out into the side. Chasing after it is Anna Turgeon for Falmouth against Pratt, I think, over there for Thornton Academy.
Yep.
It's either Pratt or Herbert. Both on that right side. Here comes the Trojans forward. Taken away by Macy Bush. See if the momentum can continue here for Falmouth. That's going to be a violation. Thornton Academy now will push forward. 6 minutes to go now in this third quarter. I'm Jeff Christianberry with Josh Pulsifer also here. Jackson Farwell on the camera tonight, welcoming you to seasonably cool Thornton Academy, but clear. Unlike last night, we had a kind of a freak rainstorm there for about 20 minutes around this time last night. That would have been not so fun here.
Yeah, that kind of cropped up out of any nowhere last night.
Yeah, I had my
very
windows
heavy.
open in my car. Wasn't great for 10 minutes or so. Here comes Tillotson. Excuse me, from it was Pennell. Excuse me. Loses control though. Not often you see that from her, but Valerie Rand will take a whack at it here for Falmouth.
Wanted to thank TA legend George Mendros. He's chimed in on the chat here tonight, Jeff. Says he's
Excellent.
watching, and he's only about a mile away, he said. So,
Nice.
Again,
Very
we
nice.
always appreciate the support from Mr. Mendros, one of our biggest athletic supporters here at TA. So
And
thank you,
oldest,
George.
And we'll say oldest in a very endearing way.
I was going to say.
When I see him
very
tomorrow, I'll make
endearing.
sure he's yes, very endearing, of course. He'll be the first to say it. That ball's going to come in the circle. Another great chance here for Falmouth. Takes a whack at it. No
They're
goal.
going to be waved off.
Charlize Kelly was on the doorstep. They say it's going to hit her leg, though. But, boy, what a let-off there for Thornton Academy. That could have been easily 2-2. And Coach Smith got to be wondering what's going on with her defense right now. Those are 2-0, and if that ball doesn't bounce up, it's a tie game.
Absolutely, Jeff. You nailed it there. Again, the defensive effort is almost kind of lax here. And, again, another mishit there by TA. Again, it's kind of, played by the high stick there. That's going to be Falmouth ball here. Thought they were going to rule that, and I think we're going to have a nope, just a free hit here. Okay, not a corner. That was very close to the circle as well. So, again, dicey time here for TA. They need to regroup here. Again, I don't know if it's time for a timeout yet, but certainly, again, this group needs to quickly reorganize.
TA needs to respond, get some offense going.
And after dominating close to the first 35 minutes of this game, Falmouth has certainly dominated the last 10.
That ball's going to go out on the far side. Not many penalty corners. I don't think, has Falmouth had any? Do they have
No,
one?
not yet. Nope,
And Thornton
just two
Academy's
for
had the two.
TA.
So
Yep, just
very
two.
few. This, sometimes you see 5 or 6 in a row. Some teams get into a rhythm. 3:30 to go, third quarter, 2-1. Picked up on the far side. Near side, that was Coco Bruder for Falmouth. That's going to be a little bit high. Hits Tillotson in the upper leg. And it'll be a great position, though, for Thornton Academy to bring it forward and try to get another opportunity. Tillotson sends it in backwards. It's going to be inside, right on the doorstep, but it's going to go just wide. Trying to see who hit the last stick on that. I think it was at Thornton Academy. It might have been Augusto. It was right there, but it's going to go off a Falmouth player. So not a penalty corner, but will be Thornton Academy's ball to 25 as she kind of puts that back in. Pratt's in there, and that's going to be
Violation on TA.
Going away, yeah. So another chance there. Gone for the Trojans.
Good idea, though, getting the ball into the circle like that, hoping to force a penalty corner, but again, didn't go the Trojans' way on that attempt.
Back towards midfield. Rare sub coming in for Falmouth at the next stoppage. Intercepted. Sent forward. Danica Hebert bringing it forward for Thorne Academy. Pratt fighting for it. That's going to be off Tina's leg. Good outlet pass here for Falmouth. See what they can do. Can they tie it up here before the end of the quarter? Charlize Kelly tries to send it forward, but that's intercepted. Kelly fights for it, but it's taken away by Boissonnault.
Great play by Boissonnault.
In the middle by to Tillotson. Top for Eli, but it's going to be taken by Falmouth. Nice outlet pass. 2-on-1 here for Falmouth. If they hurry, Kelly's going to be looking forward. Sends it forward. Gets to Violet Westberg. We're going to go through all the way out for a free hit. So a chance there. Almost like she could have put that into space rather than try to go to the feet of her teammate. Might have been a better option there, but tough to say.
Again, 1 minute remaining here in the third quarter. Again, TA just trying to escape this third quarter here and get to a stoppage point and regroup here. And again, focus on the fourth here, holding a slim 1-goal advantage at this point. Falmouth, again, really upped their game in the last 15 minutes here of this third quarter. Or excuse me, 10 minutes of this third quarter.
Here comes Clements. She had the second goal. Right now it's the game-winning goal. If it stands, it's going to be outside the circle as they played advantage. That's sent back out. We're running out of time here, though. Just 15 seconds to go.
Good job by Pennell there to just knock that ball out of bounds and break up the rush of Falmouth. And that's that senior leadership and just headsy play there that TA is going to need here in the fourth quarter here to stave off this, again, furious comeback by Falmouth.
That's going to do it for the third quarter. So Falmouth gets on the board, and we have our game in our hands at Hill Stadium. We'll take a break here as it's 2-1 Falmouth after 3 quarters here on TA TV.
Hey, Dan, how's that proposal coming?
Just finished. I am sending it right now.
Okay, good. Oh, no. How are we looking for noon? We got like 2 minutes. Dan.
Run over here.
Is this my room? Wow, Dad! Is this your room?
YTAMs? Expand your knowledge base and gain some valuable experience in upper level classes. At TA Middle School, students who qualify are able to take classes at the upper school as an 8th grader. Whether it's in the arts or math or science, some students achieve academic standing to take a class or two with freshmen at Thornton Academy. This experience can prepare students for the rigors of the upper school, but also get them familiar with the campus and lifestyle that comes with TA. Students who take classes early at the upper school can get on track to achieve the highest academic offerings and standards we have to offer on campus. Learn more about YTAMs at thorntonacademy.org/TAMs.
All right, we are back here. Fourth quarter coming up here at Hill Stadium, talking about our best Adam Sandler deep dive. Let's do a deep, quick dive here. It is Adam Sandler Day tomorrow. I'm not going to ask you what you're going to do for a get-up, if you're going to do a get-up, but Your favorite? Okay, let's just say this favorite Adam Sandler movie and most underrated Adam Sandler movie. We're gonna do too.
All right, real quick. I love Happy Gilmore. Big golf fan.
Okay.
Love the Bruins, so I love that connection there. Again, he's a New Hampshire native, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
You know what? I kind of like his more serious roles lately. You know, I really like those. What was the basketball one he just did? Oh gosh, I forget the name.
The Hustler.
Yeah, whatever it was for Netflix that he just released. I'm liking that newer
I
stuff.
liked it.
there. Yeah.
My favorite, Billy Madison. I mean, Happy Gilmore's great, but Billy Madison.
Yeah,
like,
that's
oh
good
my
too.
god.
Yeah.
And I say the most underrated one, and I say this underrated because I think it's besides the Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, it's the one that I say the most lines from, and that's Big Daddy.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
a classic.
honestly,
Yep.
the line I say it all the time. I don't know why I do this. It's like Adam Sandler doesn't even say it. It's Jon Stewart says it when he gets into a fight with his girlfriend, and he looks at Adam Sandler and goes, "See you in 3 hours." Like whenever I have to do a big job, like where I gotta like do something I really don't want to do, it's like, oh, "See you in 3 hours." But,
Well, usually when we play golf, in the summer, I always say like, well, you know what, I'm just gonna Happy Gilmore this shot because the round's already gone, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have fun with
exactly.
it. So.
Now it's interesting, yeah. So I thought of my get up here tomorrow, and maybe you can check out the Instagram. We'll be posting every day. We've been posting footage from all of the, or not footage, but some pictures from some of the great. Today we had some great ones for bring anything but a backpack day. We had a kayak, we had fridges, we had a little
Zach
bit of
brought a
everything.
giant cooler.
He did, pretty impressive. He didn't offer me a drink though, so I guess he loses points on that one. But so tomorrow's Adam Sandler day, and we'll check out. But a great actor, and he wears a lot of stuff. Like in Grown Ups, he wears a little bit of everything. Wears from one college from each of the New England states. Of course, he's from New Hampshire, and he wears a lot of BU stuff as well. I'm a BU guy, so great actor here, Adam Sandler. If you ever want to come on our air or on Trojan Talk, just let me know.
I guess we could have him as a guest, right?
Yeah,
I
we'll
guess,
make an
yeah.
exception to getting a celebrity on. But. Thornton Academy, 2-1. Here's a shot coming in that's going to be saved. Still in there, and that kind of took a hop and bounced right off of Jenna Nunley's pads.
Great positioning by her.
It was. And it's going to be against Thornton Academy, and here comes Falmouth now, totally in this game. Right out of the break, again, with 13:30 to go in the game. And getting by a couple defenders here now. It's 4-on-3. Sends that into the middle. Great chance again. She takes the shot. It's patted away. Save. And that's going to be a
penalty corner, yep.
For Allison Marines used the blocker, and it was almost the same kind of play because Sweetser again was there, and I think this time she didn't take long enough. She didn't get a lot on it. She could take another stride in there. Good news for Falmouth. It's still a penalty corner, but Thornton Academy again getting beat on the attack. He set the ball in the middle, and it was a 2-on-0. And here comes Falmouth looking to tie this game. All the momentum and confidence right now by the Navigators. Their first penalty corner of the match. Goes near side. That's going to be way too high.
Way too high, yeah.
That's unfortunate. Kind of a let off there.
Yeah. But again, very uncharacteristic by TA's defense here.
Yep. Because all of a sudden it looked like, oh my gosh, there's a 4-on-3, and then it just takes one cross like that, and I think Sweetser's going to want that one back. She had a great job on the first shot.
And there's an unforced turnover by TA right there, right back, giving it to Falmouth here. So again, TA's needs to settle down a little bit here. I thought the quarter change would kind of do that and serve as a de facto timeout for Coach Smith's squad, but certainly again some unforced errors here by the Trojans here in the second half.
Let's see what happens. Brings it into the circle, but picked up by Falmouth. Looking for another penalty corner. It's a delayed call, but the shot comes in. It's a little bit weak, and Falmouth gets away with it. TA does. It's going to be shot in, saved by Marines. That's going to be off a foot and
another penalty
corner. But again, Marines with a huge kick save right there, and Falmouth looking by far the more likely to score right now. They're going to have a corner this time from the right-hand side, their right-hand side, to the left as we look at it. All Falmouth here in the first couple minutes. Let's see what they do. Nobody on the near side this time, so they're going to go more traditionally to the top. Stops it, brings it over. A shot comes in. It's going to be deflected. It's going to be just wide. Maybe it wasn't deflected, but Valerie Rand Jr. put the shot in. She had an opening. Unable to get a deflection near side, so Thornton Academy escapes again. 11:20 to go. And this has really stepped up here, and Falmouth is again stealing the ball. And TA just can't get out of its own way right now. Near side, plenty of space here for Macy Bush. She's going to put it in. Again, no penalty corners for the whole match for Falmouth until now. They've had two here in the last 2 minutes. And there's finally some relief for Thornton Academy.
And TA just trying to move the ball down the field and stop this onslaught here by Falmouth.
Good
First 3 minutes.
Yeah, good 50-50 win there by Elise Axelson. Puts it into her counterpart, number 8, Emerson Roy, and it'll be Thornton Academy's ball. Here comes Hebert. That's going to be a corner, I believe. I didn't see her make the signal, but looks like it.
Yep, going to be a corner here. Yep.
10:23 to go in the game. Thornton Academy 2, Falmouth 1.
Yeah, TA kind of taking their time here on this one, just kind of slowly moving into position here. So let's see what Coach Smith's squad has cooked up here on this one.
Near side, and that's going to hit a foot. And that's the danger you have, you know.
Yep.
That's why sometimes those corners look so smooth, and other times they just don't. But Thornton Academy retains possession. Cody sends it in, takes a hop, and it's going to go near side, not out of play. It looked like it was headed out of play, but it's going to be like a free hit for Thornton Academy at the 25. Again, it's different when it goes out, when it just goes out of bounds off the defensive team. They get the ball. The other team gets the ball at the 25. It's not a corner. It's only if it hits a foot or other violation. That ball's coming in. And that'll be off Thornton Academy foot. Falmouth looking for its 4th win of the season. Thornton Academy looking for its 5th. Falmouth has one fewer game played. Not sure why they didn't. I think they played Massabesic, or it wasn't listed on the MPA website, so either got postponed or... No, Thornton Academy did have one postponed, correct? For weather.
Yes.
For rain. I don't know if they made that up yet. I don't believe so, but here come the Navigators. Again, they have a lot of people go streaming forward. Under 9 minutes to go, sends it into the circle. That's a great stop by Thornton Academy.
Yeah, that was Zoe Pennell.
Zoe Pennell, yep. Right place, right time. Very calm with her stick, but Falmouth gets back, excuse me. In the circle, Sweetser has the goal for Falmouth. That's going to be out of play to the 25. Falmouth again with a chance.
Yeah, TA, again, good play there to break up the initial onslaught, but again, Falmouth here going to have the ball at the 25-yard line, and again, some tense moments here for Coach Smith's squad.
Ball sent in, not into the circle though. In the end, Thornton Academy can hold on, if they can hold on, I should say. Good. It's good to have a little test, you know. This is a team that they could be definitely seeing in the playoffs early on. That 5, 6, 7, 8 seed or whatever.
Good move by Tillotson there to move that ball all the way down the field. Excellent.
Good strength. Sent back forward by Tess McNally for Falmouth.
Again, Tillotson looking to play at the next level next year in college. So again,
I think it's St. Anselm's.
Yes, yep, St. A's Division II school in New Hampshire. So and her career.
We are going to have our first timeout of the game. 7:41 to go in the game. It's Thornton Academy 2, Falmouth 1. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back here on Thornton Academy TV.
Hey, Dan, how's that proposal coming?
Just finished. I am sending it right now.
Okay, good. Oh, no. How are we looking for noon? We got like 2 minutes. Dan.
Run over here.
Is this my room? Wow, Dad! Is this your room?
Going back to Adam Sandler movies again, because why not?
Why not?
On a timeout. Least favorite Adam Sandler movie?
Ooh.
Mine's Little Nicky.
Little Nicky, oh, stole it from me.
There's some moments in that movie that are pretty funny, but I just don't like the accent.
Too much. It's too much. I don't know.
Yeah. Grown Ups is funny. I love Grown Ups because I feel like there's him and Chris Rock and
all right, I'll admit it. I haven't seen Grown Ups.
Oh my gosh.
Or Grown Ups 2. I'm sorry.
Grown Ups 2, man, don't even worry. But like, it's just like Kevin James and Chris Rock and Adam Sandler and David Spade and Rob Schneider just ad-libbing. Hilarious
You know what my
film.
favorite fact about Adam Sandler is, though?
What's
It's like,
that?
he always does like these destination locations because he just gets all his buddies like Chris Rock and David Spade and Kevin James, all these guys, and they just go on a vacation. They bring the family. It's like they're just like, oh yeah, we're gonna go film this in like Hawaii.
Yeah, why not? That's
Why
grown
not?
up.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, that's what I mean. So,
The biggest mistake, by the way, one last thing about Adam Sandler before we get back to this really exciting game, 7:35, is they at the ball sent forward. It's gonna go out of play on what's the football movie? He's the
Longest
linebacker.
Yard.
No.
Oh, Waterboy.
Waterboy.
Oh, maybe
Great
that's
movie.
my favorite movie.
But okay, so in that movie though, there's this famous scene with Vicky Valancourt gives him he gives her water from glacier in Alaska. Now I've been to Alaska, right, on a cruise, and somebody's missing out on millions of dollars because if they would have sold glacier water in a glass bottle, I would have spent $20 on that thing just because I could say it's
just because of the
moving,
moving.
Alaska, right? Nobody and all the tourist towns I went to in Alaska. So if you're from Alaska, or maybe we should just do this.
I was going to say, stop giving away this great idea.
Buy some Poland spring water, put it in a glass, call it glacier water, and I'm sure you're gonna make millions. That's my last Adam Sandler moment of the day. Is that ball's gonna go out of play here?
Well, we got to cancel the live stream right now. Scrub this from the internet because we
I'm
got to go
looking
make
at it right
millions of
now. I'm
dollars.
very
I know.
thirsty.
Oh man.
Oh, I love that. That's my favorite line of that whole movie because the way that he's so proud of it. But anyway, good times. Adam Sandler Day tomorrow. If you can figure it out now. Then we have the typical like class color days in maroon and gold.
No, for Thursday I'm really looking forward to it. It's barbecue dads versus soccer moms. That's right up my alley. I'm ready
I'll
for
wear
that.
an apron, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
We'll see.
That's what I'm doing. I'm wearing a barbecue cooking shirt. So
Can I bring my smoker to class and smoke some ribs for everybody?
I don't think people would complain.
No. Right at the top of the circle, Thornton Academy now. Any time that they have the ball is good time. 6 minutes to go. As that ball's sent in, it's going to go just wide. I think it was out of the circle, so it wasn't counted as a goal. So Coach Smith takes a timeout, settles their team down. Falmouth had two really good chances to tie up this game, but one was a good save by Marines, and the other just went wide and to a nonchalant penalty corner. So we'll see now. But again, this running time, 5:42 to go. It's intercepted by Thornton Academy. Off a foot, just outside the circle, though, so just be a free hit. Here's Tillotson. Tillotson winds up and hits it hard. Almost too hard for her teammates to get to it. On the far side is Anna Turgeon picking it up for Falmouth. That's going to be a foul on Thornton Academy. So up will come Falmouth. Plenty of time still. But they want to make sure you can start to get possession. Again, it gets kind of funky at the end of the game. If they have a penalty corner going and the clock runs out, they're able to continue to have penalty corners until the ball's cleared out of the circle. And
we saw that at the end of the JV game here just
you
now.
did? Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, there was a penalty corner, and they played a solid 10 seconds after the final buzzer.
I've seen it minutes where they're like penalty corner to penalty corner and teams that have tied games up at the end because of that rule. So we'll see. But first of all, I got to get the ball down there. Midfield. That's going to hit off a foot. Easy call for the official. 5 minutes to go. Whistle blows. They can see the positioning wasn't exactly correct.
TA possession here.
She pointed the wrong way, maybe. And Thornton Academy coming off a tough loss to Biddeford in double overtime, 2-1, here at Hill Stadium last weekend. Trying to break out of this win-loss pattern, get a couple wins in a row. We are halfway through this season already in field hockey. That's going to be almost stolen right in front. Push back in. Good clearance by Falmouth. That was dangerous. It was Emerson Roy who ended up clearing that out. It's something out of nothing there for the Trojans. Almost led to what probably would be the clinching goal here with under 4 minutes to go. If they can get that third goal, they'll feel pretty good about themselves.
This TA is nicely regrouped here the last few minutes here, and again, they're kind of back on the attack here, so.
It's too high?
Too high, yep.
Anything above the waist, they're going to call that 100% of the time. Of course, if you're around Thornton Academy and Thornton Academy holds on to this win, you'll hear the victory bell ringing about 10 minutes after the game. Tradition they do here. Tillotson sends that right into a Falmouth player. No call. Ball comes in. It's going to be wide. Surprised we didn't see a whistle blow.
You kind
there.
of saw everyone freeze there. Like you said, it looked like there was
usually.
going to be a foul call, but nothing.
Usually either be a violation on one or the other, but not kind of play there. Not the worst for Thornton Academy. It wasted about 25 seconds. 3:10 to go in the game. Falmouth, no real chances here since that timeout. So right now, Coach Smith looking like a genius stroke to take that timeout and regroup her players. As I say that, here come the Navigators beyond midfield. On the far side, you get 3 players in the middle. Sends it to the middle. It's bouncing around. And it's going to hit a foot, but not a foot of a Trojan. Crucially, hits the foot of a Navigator. And at this point, he can kind of start just sending it forward.
Absolutely.
Finds Pratt on the far side, looking up for Clements. What's great about Pratt, as talking to Coach Smith, she's so fast that she pulls defenders out of space. Even if she doesn't have the ball, she's able to take a defender out and give more space for some of the other attackers to move in. And again, slowly but surely, Thornton Academy tightening the grip here. Just under 2 minutes to go. It's over, and that's going to be in. They're calling it a goal. They said he was just inside the circle. So much so I didn't even see the number.
You could tell the hesitation there by both squads.
Yeah.
Was that
I don't know if it was outside and it got deflected or if it was just inside. And look, the officials are going to come together here, though.
Yes.
At this second, they're calling it a goal.
Right.
We'll get official confirmation down there.
Personally, I thought she was outside the circle here, so it would have to be a deflection.
No goal.
No goal,
they're calling it off. They're calling it off. It's good officiating. Fix that score now. There we go. 2:12 to go. I mean, the reaction of the players was a bit of surprise, too. So I think they kind of knew, like, hey, is that just outside? But still 2-1. It's about hitting the 2-minute mark remaining in this game. Tillotson sends that one in, definitely from outside the circle. Looking for Pratt. Finds her. That's going to be off a foot and a corner. And that, again, it's all about that time right now. That's going to take at least 30 to 40 seconds, and we're already down under 2 minutes. So
it's a great job by Tillotson, just moving the ball into the circle there, and again, hoping that something would happen, an infraction. And again, TA hoping to take advantage and secure this third and clinching goal here to wrap up tonight's contest.
It's going to be a big windup and a shot that's going to go wide. I think that was Clements again, kind of the same kind of goal she scored. She didn't score off a corner the first time, but looks like that's going to be a free hit here for the Trojans from the 25. But again, look at this time. We're at minutes 15 to go now. Desperation time for Falmouth. They need the ball back, and they got to move it down. It's going to be a little helpless feeling at this point. That ball's going to be in and kicked away, but still loose. It's going to be one over there. I think it's Emerson Roy again, who's been very busy this half. Tries to send it forward. It's going to go out of play, though, and that clock is still ticking. Under 1 minute to go. Thornton Academy looking to hold on, finish off, and head to 5-3 on the season, and certainly move above Falmouth in the heel points, probably up to 6th place. A lot of tough games, though, coming ahead for Thornton Academy, playing a lot of the tougher teams. They've already played Biddeford and Cheverus, but all the other ones, they still need to play above them. Violation, but 35 seconds to go, and Thornton Academy now can really seal this one up by just holding on to the ball.
Yep, credit to Coach Smith's squad for, again, persevering there. A very tough, valiant effort in the second half by Falmouth. But TA was able to hold on. No goals in the second half for TA, but again, a very gutty victory here for the Golden Trojans if they can hold on here these last 10 seconds.
At this point, it would be almost impossible to score because they got to be in the circle. So like you said, good recovery, good timeout as they will get the ball here, but just with 3 seconds to go, no chance to score. And that is going to do it as Thornton Academy has held on here for a 2-1 win over Falmouth. Any final thoughts here?
Yeah, again, gutty victory for TA. Again, Coach Smith's squad has a tough road ahead at the halfway point here of the season. Again, advancing the record up to 5-3. So, as we said, about probably 5th or 6th in the heel point standings after tonight's contest. But again, we'll have lots of action here on TA TV this week and homecoming week here at TA. Again, our next broadcast will be Friday night from Linnell Gymnasium volleyball, our first volleyball match of the season. So, look for that at 6:30 on Friday. Then again, big homecoming football game Saturday at 1:30 here against the Bangor Rams.
All right, for everybody here at Thornton Academy TV, for Josh Pulsifer and Jackson Farwell, I'm Jeff Christian saying thanks and good night. And one more time, Thornton Academy 2 and Falmouth 1.